Ajah Wayne, second double-double of the year, the other in a 35-point, 10-rebound, 4-steal performance at Auburn back in November. And today against Western Kentucky in a big game for her Monarchs, Weezy comes up with 23 points on 9 of 12 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, 3 for 3 from the line, 23 points, 10 boards, 2 assists, 2 turnovers in 35 minutes. And Weezy, what does this win and your first 4 games in conference play say about you and the Monarchs that you're 3-1?
I mean, this win feels good. You know, we haven't beaten them since 1990, and that was something that Coach really said, you know, we got to come here and we got to protect our home court. So all week we've been working hard at practice, and we just been standing together. We really talked about coming together as a team as far as, like, you know, communicating and just being as one on the court, and I think we did that today.
Yes, there was an 11-game losing streak in the series to the Lady Toppers, but you had only been experienced in a couple of those games. One of them knocked you out of the Conference USA tournament last year in Frisco. How much did that ride on the minds of you and your teammates as you took the floor against Western Kentucky today?
You can tell this year we won it. We coming after everybody that beat us last year. We're not going to stop until we win the championship. And, you know, just playing as a team and coming together, I mean, that was all. We knew we had to do it together. So,
Ajah, it really looked like I didn't see your game at Auburn. I know you scored 35 points there, but tonight it looked like you were really on as far as your offense. Take us through a little bit today how you felt about when you were shooting the basketball.
I felt good. This week I actually had a good conversation with Coach. Just, you know, I kind of dropped down a little bit from the Auburn game. So, you know, I had a couple talks with a couple teammates, and I just been in the gym consecutively. And today it just felt good. And I know my hard work paid off, and my teammates, they picked me up. So, yeah.
Well, you're kind of at the midpoint of the regular season. I mean, you've played 16 games. You go through all your practices, which are tough, the way Coach McCray works you all in practice. I mean, how are you feeling physically at the midpoint of the regular season?
Honestly, I'm feeling good. I know, like, I'm one of the people, you know, that have to do extra treatment. So I come in, I do treatment before practice, after practice. When I come and get extra shots in the gym, I'm doing treatment, trying to foam roll. So I feel like we're doing good as far as staying on top of our treatment, and I'm feeling pretty good.
Take us deep into the game here. You build a 15-point lead, but Western Kentucky starts to find a little bit of offense in that third quarter. They cut it down to 5 by the end of the quarter. What was the message between Coach McCray and the rest of the team and amongst yourselves that helped you get the momentum back in the fourth?
Coach McCray just told us that we've been here before, so now it's time to either, you know, learn from our mistakes or, you know, make another mistake. And when we're on the court, our teammates, we just really talked about, you know, being there for each other, and that was it, just picking each other up. And today it felt really good being out there with my teammates.
23-10, Weezy, must be the do. I like the hairdo.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the victory. We'll see you Saturday against Marshall.
Thank you.
Doug Ripley, Susan Montgomery, joined by the head coach of the Old Dominion Monarchs, coming out of the break after a 76-65 win over Western Kentucky. Nikki McCray, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Just so thankful to the fans that came out. A little disappointed that we didn't have a bigger crowd. I don't know what else we can do, but, you know, we're thankful that our crowd just really willed us again down the stretch. We heard them. They're loud and proud. They're faithful. But we need fans in the stands. It was a great game. We're trying to protect our home court. We beat a contender, and we got another team coming in. I mean, we want to protect home court. We need students. We need more fans in the stands. I don't know what else to do.
Hey, I'm done dealing with the have-nots in terms of those who are failing to show up. Let's talk about who did show up.
Correct.
Your team.
Absolutely.
What does this win do for you, and what does this 4-game start? 3-1 against a good portion of the meat of Conference USA. What does this do for your team?
Well, I think it's you know, it's given us some confidence. We're finding out a lot about ourselves. We still haven't hit our peak yet. Again, I think we didn't have a lot of people that practiced this summer. Taylor, Deja, Vicky, you know, and those are people that played a lot of minutes. Just really happy for Deja and the minutes that she played. She was very effective, and it was really good to see. But just we're finding a lot out about ourselves. You know, they made a run, and then we were able to withstand, and we made some plays. And I got to credit our practice guys because the practices have increased tremendously. They are intense. They want to beat us. I'm competitive. I don't want to lose. And they're showing us different looks, and they're making us better in practice.
Well, before Susan takes over here for a couple, you mentioned the practice guys. what changed there? I mean, is it just something that they realized that you were getting into the meat of your schedule, or was there some sort of a flipping of the switch that has caused them to help motivate you all further?
Well, I think part of it is they know what we're doing, and they know tendencies of other teams, and they're executing. And, they're just battling. They're pushing us, and they're rebounding the ball against us. They're driving it on us. It's what we see in practice is what we're facing in games, and that's what I'm getting on our kids about. Like, we got it locked down. We got to defend and rebound. I know those two things has to be consistent for us. I thought for a portion of the game, some stretches, WKU beat us to loose ball. They just out-jumped us, and we can't do that.
Well, you talked about it. You just said it. I talked about it as well prior to the game, that rebounding was probably whoever rebounded the best in this game was going to win the basketball game. And I felt like you guys did a tremendous job on the boards tonight.
Well, that's been my message. I think the games that we've lost, we've been out-rebounded. We got another team that comes in here. They are scrappy. They shoot the ball. Long rebounds are going to be there. We got to beat them to loose balls, and on our home court, we got to get 50-50 balls, and that's been a big emphasis is rebounding the basketball.
Defensively, too, I felt like this was probably, I know you talked about you guys play good defense, but I felt like tonight you guys were kind of in on it. It was like they really knew the scouting report, and they took it upon themselves to make sure they played to that.
Definitely. There were some times where we missed some assignments. It's hard sometimes for when someone like Amari, I'm having her play different positions and guard different people, and not just her, but having to remember who's a shooter, who's not a shooter, and who's a helper. Those are things that we're working through as a team because that's the next step for us, and we're versatile, and we got to be able to guard like that. So I thought we missed some assignments on there. But overall, great team defense. I thought we did a pretty good job on Dee Givens, a pretty good job. She got loose there in the third quarter where she just came down and just had her way in transition. I thought we did a tremendous job on Ajah, and, we were solid.
It seemed both teams, both staffs, you and Coach Collins for WKU, were real quick to try early in the game not to let the opposition get any kind of momentum by the way that you called timeouts and brought things to a halt really at the first opportunity where something worked against you. How important was that to you, and what does it say to your team, the fact that when they had to kind of work their way back in front momentum-wise, where you didn't have as many timeouts at your disposal in the second half like you did in the first, you managed to turn the fortunes back in your favor in the fourth when they cut an 18-point lead down to 5?
Well, I thought our team had poise, and it was really good to see. I thought we made plays when we had to. I thought we got layups and made layups when we had to, so I didn't have to use my timeouts. But I had to use them pretty quickly in the first half just because of those assignments that I said, and sometimes I'm just letting our team figure it out a little bit because it was really loud in here. There were a couple of times they said they couldn't hear me, but they had a calmness about themselves, which was really good.
This is the third time in Chartway Arena history in the nearly 2 decades that this beautiful building has been open that this program has won at least 10 home games in a row. What does that mean to you with all that you have gone through with this team, not only to get a big win like you did against Western Kentucky, but to do it in a fashion where you're really starting to make this a tough place to win?
Well, I think that's what we want. We want to make this a tough place to play. There's so many people that have done this before us. Before me, I mean, our team, myself, my staff, we've come into a historic program, and we want to carry out that tradition. And we play for the former coaches, we play for the former players, we play for all of them and our fans. It's so much bigger than us, and I just try to continue to remind our team how blessed we are, and we're just trying to become the best version of ourselves, and we're steadily evolving.
Couple of things, Coach, before we let you go to the media here. First of all, you had 4 long double figures. 3 of the big 4, like you like to call it, were among those. Ajah Wayne, 23 and 10. Victoria Morris, 6 of 12 from 3. She ends up with 19 points, along with 3 really big boards early on. And then Taylor Edwards, 12 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds. But the player I want to talk to you about, Ajah Carter. How big of a deal is that for your team to see her come up in this game after really it's been a bit of a steep learning curve for her this year with coming off the injury last year?
It's been huge. I think her role has been different, but I would say since we've been back, she's been on the practice squad. She's been getting more reps. Deja knows this league, so her getting reps with us in getting reps on the practice squad it's helping her with her conditioning. It's helping her with her confidence. She's making shots. And I just want her to carry this momentum, on to the next game, and just, she should have some confidence about herself. And it's physical play right now. And I told Marie, the games are going to get physical. And she's a scorer for us, but she's got to make an adjustment now to the physical play because we need all three of them.
A lot of physicality amongst the Conference USA contenders this year. But as we close with you here, Coach, you may have a bigger mental test than anything else coming up Saturday at 2 when you take on Marshall. Because when you took a look at this schedule to begin the year, you open at Middle Tennessee, at UAB, home against Charlotte, home against Western Kentucky. But I consider the first 5 difficult because then you turn around and play Marshall, who everybody's not really paying attention to, but they've managed a 2-2 start and got a victory over UAB last week, and they've been playing Charlotte tough today. I don't know what the score is right now, but what's that challenge for you all from a mental standpoint? How do you get this team off of this 3-1 start and focused on Marshall on Saturday?
Like I said, the first 5 teams that we played beat us last year, so I don't let our team get too high. I'm too intense. I'm too focused, and it's the details right now. Marshall is a very good basketball team, and because they shoot the ball. They're a very good three-point shooting team. They play small ball. They are a matchup problem for most teams in this league. They've gone on the road and won, just like anybody in this conference have gone on the road and won. So every game we got to be ready, and we got to protect our home court, and I'm glad that we're home.
Well, you won't get a full 24 hours to celebrate this one, but this is a heck of a victory, Coach. Congratulations.
So thankful, glad that we were able to win it, and thankful for our fans, and need everybody to come out and support us on Saturday to continue this home streak that we want to continue to do. So we need our fans in the stands, but we appreciate the ones that we got. We're going to continue to play hard and represent this university the best way we can.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.